Hey guys, we're back for round two of our 1 point perspective drawing. See how the ruler's getting smaller as it gets to the point. Anyway, we're gonna be doing round two today, and we're gonna do something really fun that's a little different. I saw so many amazing drawings last week. I was completely impressed. You guys worked at it. You tried hard. I told you it was a hard project, and you knocked it out. And I'm so proud of you. Um, I even had people telling me they were making mistakes and trying again and improving on them. Some of Mr. Galloway's favorite artwork starts out as a mistake. So that's what art is all about: messing up and keeping on, keeping on. So we're going to go round two today. We're going to do something a little different with it, but it's going to be similar. What I want you to do, last time we just did shapes, which is cool and it works. Today we're going to do something a little different. I'll start by talking about a round shape because I had some people asking about this. Let's say I draw a circle and I'm trying to do it in 1 point perspective. So I'll put my little dot, my little point. I don't think I said what the point's name was last time. That little dot is called a vanishing point, which is kind of a cool word because if you think about it, all the lines get smaller and smaller and smaller until they vanish. So it's a vanishing point. But you'll notice this circle does not have corners, so you might not know how to do it with 1 point perspective. Here's a quick little tip on how to do it. You take your ruler, you put it on the point, okay? And then you just kind of turn until you touch the shape. So see how it hits right there? So instead of corners, you're really just going to an edge. So I'm going to line up my vanishing point with the edge of my circle. And I'm going to cut my line like that. Then you do it on the other side too. I'm going to start with the point. I'm going to go toward the circle until whack, I hit it. It's almost like a clock. If you think of that little point being the middle of a clock and how it turns around it like that, we're going to go toward it back in time until we hit the thing. So you basically line up the point with the very edge of your curve like that. And that would be how a circle shape vanishes. Or even if it's like a little curvy shape like this. This one's kind of a weird shape, but you can look. I have my point. I'm going to go until I touch an edge. So that's going to be one side of it. I'm going to go, this has a corner, so I'll line up with a corner. That goes through the shape, so it won't be there. This is actually a little edge point corner there too. So I'll take my point and I'll go until I touch the edge of where it's roundy, and then I'll draw that in it because it that kind of 3D look, which is kind of cool. This looks really good when we add some value to it, which we'll talk about later. So that's how you do roundy shapes. Now the reason I'm telling you to do the roundy shapes is because today we're doing something a little different, and that is we're going to do words in perspective. If you've ever seen one of those action movies or cartoons or YouTube videos where the words are like flying at your face, flying at your face. Oh, sorry. That is normally done in 1 point perspective, which is really cool. So I'm going to take my vanishing point, and instead of putting it in the middle of the page, I'm going to come down a little bit and put it right there, okay, on the bottom, because I want it to fly out like that. And then I'm going to write a big, some kind of word right here. I could write my name. I could write my favorite word. What is my favorite word? Serendipity? No. Eucalyptus? No. Neoclassical postmodernism? No. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. There's a lot of good words in this world. Puppy. I could write puppy. But no, you're going to write a word right here. And we're going to make it work in 1 point perspective. Now, to do that, you need block letters. Some of you guys are already really good at writing block letters. You know, like if I were to write a G for Galloway, it's kind of like this thing. It's like a block letter like that. If you don't know how to write block letters, you're basically making each line of a letter into a rectangle. So one way to do that, some people like to just kind of draw almost around it. So like if you see how I drew the G, and now I'm going to kind of outline it almost. like that, and then you can erase the middle. Or so, for example, like a S, I would just kind of go around it to help. I think that's a little complicated. I don't really do it like that. So like, for example, if I was doing a T, you could make this a rectangle and this a rectangle, and then you have your block one, and you could just erase that little line there. But there's lots of ways to do it, and it just takes a little practice. But it's basically making every line in your letter into a block or a shape, or instead. I find it easy to write the letter and then try to just go around again, almost like so. I went up, and then I'm going to write another G, and then I'm going to connect them. But it just takes some doing. What is so? If you have a hard time with that, you could just very lightly write your word. Like, let's say I'll use the word word. Let's say I write words right here. Words. Yeah. I want to turn those into block letters. So I could make each of these shapes a rectangle with your like O's and D's and B's. It's almost like you just put another little circle in the middle of it. Rectangle. Kind of thing. So you can kind of go like that. Now I'm just gonna make this look a little neater, so then I'll outline it again. Words, because we want this sharp and looking good. So I would take just a minute to get your word written in block letters. If you don't do it in block letters, this is not going to work nearly as well. Okay, so I got my words written like that, and then you can erase all the middle parts if you want. So I'm going to redo it to make it a little neater, just to help with this looking easy for you. So I'm going to write my words. Sweet. And I'll put my point down here. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing. Corner to the dot. Use a ruler. Every corner is going to go. So let's watch. I'm going to take this W, line up the bottom corner with my dot, and hold it with the eagle claw. Draw my line. Then I'm going to go to the next corner. Line it up. Draw my line. Then I'm going to go to the next corner. Line it up. Draw my line. Then I'm going to go to the next corner. Line it up. Draw my line. Okay. This one goes through the shape, so I'm not going to draw it that corner. This corner, I could draw a little piece of it. I'll start, and when I hit the shape, see, it's just a little wedge there. This top corner, check it out. Line it up, start to draw it. I hit the shape, so I got to stop. That corner goes through the W, I can't draw it. That one goes through the W, I can't draw it. This corner, I can start to draw it, but as soon as I hit that O, boom, I'm going to stop. Okay, so I have my W. Watch this. Remember how I did the round shape at the beginning? I'm going to go toward the edge of the O, line it up. Then I'm going to do the other side. Go to the edge of the O, line it up. This is already looking cool. All right, my R. Corner to the top dot. Next corner. Next corner. Next corner. Next corner. Technically that's a corner, but it goes through the shape, so I'm skipping it. This is an edge that's round, so I'm going to take it, I'm going to go toward it, and as soon as it hits, I'll line it up, and I'll draw that, and stop when you hit the edge. I went a little over on accident. Okay, the R is done. The D, corner to the dot, start to draw it. As soon as you hit something, stop. Corner, to the dot, start to draw it. I've got a roundy edge here, so I'm going to go toward it. I hit the edge of the D, I line it up, go to the dot. This S is weird, but you can do it. Dot, hits an edge, line it up, draw it, hits the D, stop, corner. Corners are easy. Wham, corner, wham. Now I've got this corner, so line it up, it hits and stop. Right there, that one goes through the shape. But look, I got another roundy edge. I'm going to take it and burp, like that. Now you've got words flying at your face, boy. I think that was awesome. So that's kind of how you do cool 3D letters flying out. You could write your name, you could write your favorite band, you could write a movie title, you could write your favorite video game, you could write whatever you want in these cool 3D block letters flying at your face. Let's see what you can do. See you next time, guys.